It's starting now, she says.
Oh, wow.
Are we live?
I guess. Yes.
Hey, everybody. We're glad to have you here. All right. Well, we are out in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and I am Dr. Shelley Grunig, and along with me is Kaylee Selecki.
Hi.
And we are R4 Robotics, or sometimes known as Be Greater Than Average, depending on what you're looking for. But today, Kaylee's going to take you on a walkthrough of all the amazing emerging technology that we're having fun with and that you could have fun with too. So whether you join us for a robotics team or sign up and let us host a birthday party online, whatever we do, we are here to serve you. We might even have sent you a 3D printed face shield.
Yes.
But you're going to talk about all of that, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to let Kaylee. This is all about students teaching students, so you heard enough from me. I'm going to let Kaylee take it away.
All right, awesome. Well, hi, like you said, I'm Kaylee, and this is my second year on our robotics team. And I have always loved learning stuff about STEM, especially science. I love that, and science is the essence STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and we do a ton of that stuff here. In Be Greater Than Average, like Coach said, we're involved in all sorts of things, so we're going to learn about all that cool stuff. So if you want to get involved, you'll know what you can do. So let's start our tour. Awesome. And hey, look, it's Joe. Hi, Joe. All right, so what we got here?
This is a drone.
A drone. That's awesome. So what is a drone?
A flying autonomous vehicle.
A flying unmanned robot. Awesome. So when flying a drone, like, do you have to take any safety precautions? Like, I know you have the remote, but is it hard to what do you do to stay safe with all that?
So first rule is to not fly too close to people because you don't want to hurt them with blades. You don't want to fly too high because that can go against regulations that are put in by the state. You also don't want to fly too far away from your remote, otherwise it will fly away from you and
No, it's perfect. Well, enough about talking about safety of drones. Drones fly with different colors, right?
So here's a demonstration of fly that way.
So what are ideal flying conditions for drones?
Ideally, not as much wind, and preferably an open field where you can recover it without a battery. That's not to try to. You also need to be careful about how you land.
Yeah.
Nice. What I love most is teach other kids how to build drones.
Yes.
At our drone camp, right?
Yes,
and,
that is so cool.
You know, during COVID, we haven't been able to do that because we haven't been able to do in-person camps. But as soon as we can get back at doing in-person camps,
yes, we
will be teaching other young people how to build and fly drones.
And we would love to see you there.
Oh,
cool.
Awesome.
All right. So let's go. Along with drones, our Greater Than Average teaches other camps some about robotics. And if you look over there, that's our robotics team. We're preparing for our best season, and they are a robot there. So this year's theme is Outbreak, and they are going to build a robot to help test and prevent the spreading of infections and viruses. So, yep, that's Giovanni, and there's my sister Bridget, and they're all cool. So let's go take a look at some other robotics.
What are you building?
She cut a wheel. She did good. Too. Yes, that's what she did.
Wait,
so you just routed out the first time ever, huh? You're
Yep.
covered in sawdust. I love it.
That's awesome.
So that's a cool part about robot building. You can learn how to use real tools. Right? That's awesome.
We have some other robots that are already built, so we're going to go now. I don't know much about robotics. That's just not my area of expertise. I often help with the business side of the robotics team, doing marketing, presentation, booths, all that fun stuff. So even if you may not be Like one area, there's always a place for so many aspects of STEM. It's going to be something to learn. And that's about STEM and it's Tori! Hey! Awesome. So look at this robot. This is one of the robots for our best competition. So what does this robot do? What is this robot?
So this robot reconnects power lines and it helps bring the power back.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so these buttons right here lift up the arm.
Yeah.
And then this joystick right here moves it front and back and then turns it.
Look at that.
And there you go. There
That
you go.
is so cool. So how was this robot built? Did you have instructions, or did you just build it however you like?
So we, at the beginning of the season, we got a kit that we had to use the parts from. And then we could just build whatever we wanted. We just had to use what we were given and stay within the size restrictions.
That's awesome. Yeah. I see you have some other robots over there. What do those robots do?
These robots, these are our clawbots, and these robots were built by a few campers a few summers ago, and they just use their claw to lift things.
That is so cool. So kids built these robots. So anyone can build a robot.
Anyone can build a robot.
That is so cool. But what is the hardest part about building robots?
The hardest part about building robots is probably collaborating with one another and trying to find out what strategy works best and just agreeing with one another because, we all have different ideas.
Yes. So that initial brainstorming session, but once you build a robot, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yes.
So much fun.
Yeah. And you have to constantly reevaluate. Always try to do it.
Always.
But is it fun? Like, do you think
So
it's worth
fun.
it?
It's very worth it.
That's so cool. That's so awesome. So there are so many interesting things that are happening in STEAM, and robots and drones are only a small part of the technology. There is some new technology that we are utilizing, 3D printers. That's so cool, right? I think 3D printers are cool. I think they're cool. And look, our resident 3D printer people, Izzy and Marcus. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So what is 3D printing?
Okay, so 3D printing is really the process of taking a virtual model and then printing that in a three-dimensional object in that format.
That is so cool. So what do you use to build the models?
3D printers use a kind of plastic called filament, heat it up through the nozzle, and build your print layer by layer.
That is so cool. So what are some of the things you can make while 3D printing?
You can make a lot of items. Like, you can make little fun stuff. You can make keychains, little robots, and even cute little animals.
You can also print things helpful for your community, like face shields.
Face shields. That is so cool. So what are you printing right now?
We are actually creating more face shields.
Awesome.
So for 3D printing, it always goes up. The film always goes up layer by layer by layer, which are only millimeters thick.
Yeah, so it takes a while.
Yes, it does take quite a while.
Yeah. That's so cool. Where did you learn 3D printing?
I learned 3D printing through a camp that happened about 2 or 3 years ago, where I created and have my own 3D printer.
You build your own 3D printer. That's so cool. And what about you, Izzy? Where did you learn 3D
Last
printing?
year I did a camp with Be Greater Than Average, where I learned to build and learn how to use my own 3D printer.
That is so cool. Is it difficult to use 3D printers?
Not really.
No?
You mainly need to know like how to run it and like how to troubleshoot, which is really figuring out like if something happens that you don't really want to happen, what do you do to try and figure that out, or figure out what the problem is?
Yeah. So it's like riding a bike. Like once you know like the logistics of it and just like how to do it, like you're good.
Yes.
That is so awesome. Well, I think that about wraps up our tour. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing. And thank you guys so much for joining us. I am so happy that you were able to see all the cool stuff we do. And now it's your turn to do some investigating and ask some questions. We have our lovely people over here. Hi. And you please feel free to ask us questions about STEM if you have any.
I think we have one question actually. A couple of people asking. I think that they were asking Tori how we came up with this design. So what's that process look like? What's really interesting is we're in the middle of starting our next design, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of fresh in your mind. Like, what is the process to do that?
So we have this little acronym thing, and it's the ICE process. So there are 5 letters, I think. Yeah. First, I stands for investigate, which means we look for what we have to accomplish, what we have to do with our robot. Second, innovate. We think about possible solutions. We think about what the best solution is to get more points and how to best accomplish our task. Collaborate is next. And we collaborate means to talk with one another. And so we collaborate with one another to talk about what strategies work best and what
Yeah.
it's alright.
What components might
yes.
look like, right? And I think what's really cool is we just had one of our, we use not just your ideas now, but because we have such a rich history, we've been doing this for more than 15 years. So they literally are out there right now trying to decide what the claw should look like. And they're doing that by using ideas from past generations, right? These are our legacy boards to show all the kids that have been part of the team in the past.
Yes.
And so that's really cool. Like it spans the generations.
Yes.
And maybe if we're really stumped, we go out to professionals, say at Sandia Labs or other organizations, robotics organizations, and ask them if they can help us with some innovation, right?
Right.
So that's the next one,
yes.
right?
Create is next, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We build whatever we want to build, and then we evaluate. Yeah, we evaluate, and we see if all of it works. And if there's not, then we just do it all over again. We see what our problem is, and then eventually we get our final product.
Yay! Awesome.
Fantastic. Very good. So what else do you think is important about 3D printing and all of these emerging technologies, robotics? Kaylee, why do you think that kids should care, or that kids and parents should think about getting their kids involved?
Well, technology is kind of our future, and if we use these things, they'll be able to create more jobs. Like I know a lot of people use CAD, and often the leadership skills, like learning to collaborate and work well with others. That is a skill you would use every day, and that can be taught through STEM. That's where I have learned it, and honestly, it's just good fun. Learning new things and cultivating that curiosity, being excited to learn new things, that will help you throughout life. I am a firm believer in that. I don't know, you guys got thoughts on that?
I completely agree with you.
Hey!
What about Marcus? Let's talk a little bit about 3D printing. Sounds like we got another question that came in, but you said that 3D printing, it wasn't all that difficult, right?
No.
But I think it really requires a lot of perseverance and problem-solving skills, right?
Yes.
Yes. Why is that?
It just so there's a lot when it comes to 3D printing. There's you can make many items, but also like Miss Ellie said, it all depends on perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much are you willing to work in order to get something that you really need?
Yeah.
So you can make a lot of things that you do need on a 3D printer. And yeah.
That's awesome. So a question just came in. Joe, share with us how building a robot and how being involved has impacted your schoolwork.
It's helped me become a little more diligent, and it's helped me try to grab more resources and ask people more questions when I'm having a hard time understanding something.
Excellent. Those are great. That's so important, right? What about you, Tori? How's it
I'm the same
impacted
with
you?
Joe. I'm when I'm doing a project or something, I'm always looking out for more resources, and I'm always asking questions. Asking questions is a key component in anything you do. And it's just helped me think things through better.
Good. Marcus, you are taking some dual enrollment classes this year, right?
Yes, I am.
So how is being on the robotics team and doing all of this stuff impacting your education?
So for me, school and robotics does help me a lot with things. Robotics helps me be a lot more collaborative with people, which like helps me with my schoolwork. Like if it's like a group project, I'll be able to communicate with them better.
Excellent. And Izzy, you just joined us this summer starting to teach our classes online, right? You were teaching people all over the country how to assemble and use 3D printers.
Yes.
That required a lot of planning, I imagine.
Yes.
Do you think that that's impacted your education at all?
Yes.
Or how do you think it's impacted your education?
It helps me look closer at what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's just helped a lot.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Well, it's a Saturday, it's Grand Central Station, and I was joking this morning to a couple of the parents that most teenagers don't even want to get out of bed at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Yet, we had team members that drove from, something's up with the 3D printer. Good thing we've got great problem solvers here.
Yeah.
Some of our students have driven as far as from Bosque Farms, right? Right now we have a hybrid team where people can be here safely distancing, wearing masks, or you can join us online, so that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, amazing. Okay. Oh, somebody else has another question. Kaylee, start with you. Do you want to do robotics in college or as a career?
I would eventually, my hope is to become a teacher, and eventually I think it would be really cool if I am able to start my own robotics team at whatever school I am if they don't already have that. Just because I know for me, it has taught me a lot about leadership and just generally life, a lot of life skills there, and it's good fun. Like, it's a lot of fun, guys. Do STEM, learn stuff. It's not dorky as it sounds. It's fun. Okay, do that.
Anybody here that you feel like it's really maybe pushed you over the edge in terms of wanting to pursue a career in STEM in the future? Yeah? Tell us that story, Tori.
So I first joined the team last year, and at first I was kind of like, this probably isn't my thing. And so now, this is my second year on the team, and I'm thinking of, after high school, I'm going to go to the Air Force Academy and get my mechanical engineering degree, and then hopefully help the Air Force with my thing. Yeah.
Degree in STEM and use it in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'd be really important. New Mexico is like one of the burgeoning places of the Air Force and space industry, right? We have Spaceport America. We have up in Los Alamos the highest concentration of PhDs in the country, right? There are, but you don't have to have a PhD to have a career in STEM. Can you guys think of any careers that maybe you've seen or been exposed to while you've been part of the program that you think about, oh, that's kind of a cool career, maybe I don't want to do it, but that you can learn it real quickly and don't have to go get a 4-year degree? Anything come to mind?
There's a lot of trade jobs that do that.
Yes, there is such a high need for trade jobs right now. So what are the trades?
Let's see, linemen, that was what we did all last year, and there's such a need for them. Welders, let's see, what else? Plumbers, that requires problem solving, electricians, all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some
of those emerging solar and 3D printing even, right? Some of the things that you might, computer programming, right? CNN has some great boot camps for computer programming if kids are thinking about that.
Absolutely.
let's see if anybody else has any other questions. And if not, I think we have one little secret surprise over there in the corner that we could talk about for a moment. A very special robot guest. Maybe folks would be interested in hearing about. What do you think?
I think so.
Definitely.
Yeah. Who wants to tell the story of that robot over there? Anybody?
I can.
Okay. Awesome. Do it, Tori.
So over here we have BB8, and this BB8 was used in the filming of one of the Star Wars movies. And we got BB8 at one of our winter camps last year, and it was just sitting in someone's office, and we saw it and we were like, oh, that's so cool. And so they gave us permission to fix it, and so you can look inside. It's cool. I don't know. I think that's a gyroscope in there. Yeah. So there are magnets on the top where the head goes, and then on the bottom of the head, we actually have signature of the guy who built this. Yeah. This is right there. Right here. There's our signature from
Puppeteer.
Puppeteer. Yeah. So there you go.
BB8 of Force Awakens. Yeah. Very cool. Thanks, Tori. That was awesome. And what a fun little treat. Like, people are always excited to see BB8 when we take him out. He's kind of sad sitting there all by himself, but without outreaches. But we're so appreciative of Explora and this event and the opportunity to come into your home, into your life today, to just share a little bit more about what these students are passionate about. I think Kaylee's got one last stop, and then we'll wrap things up for you.
Absolutely. So it's coming a bit, well, now what they were 3D printing earlier, it is the face shields that we mentioned earlier. As you guys probably know, that Corona has caused us to become a lot more concerned about safety and health. And we have used these face shields to help others. So Marcus, do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, so we have been printing face shields for pretty much almost this entire summer, ever since the pandemic happened. And we have printed around
Over 5,000 face shields.
over 5,000 face shields for our community.
That's a
And
lot.
they are actually very effective. So they are very flexible, so you can easily just put them around your head, and yeah, it just works like this. It was they are very easy to make on a 3D printer.
Yes. We've donated them to hospitals, and have we donated some to schools?
I believe so.
Awesome.
We've donated a few schools.
That's so cool. So STEM can be used to help our communities. So this technology is important because you can use it to help others. And while it is so much fun for you, if you have talent, you should use it to help others. I don't know, that's just some general life advice. Be nice. Thanks. Yeah. Is there anything else anyone is wanting to add about STEM? No?
No?
All right. Well, I think that about concludes it. Thank you so much for joining us. I am so happy that you guys could be here. If you would like to learn more about us or what we do or get involved with us in any way, you can find us at begreaterthanaverage.org or R4Creating.org or on Facebook and Instagram, Be Greater Than Average. Once again, thank you, and I hope you have an awesome day and you learned something cool. Well, bye guys. Oh God. Bye.